Please don't spoil the movie
by adding your own soundtrack. 3, 2, 1. We're back.
and we're back, baby. This is it.
Yeah, this is it.
Okay.
I'm not joking.
It's been such a long time.
Yes.
This is the first episode that we're recording since we've gone public.
Since we dropped it.
Since we've launched.
Yeah, since we did our hard launch.
Since we did our hard launch. Not a soft launch.
Super hard.
Super hard launch.
Very hard. Thanks for everyone. I guess we could I just checked our stats on Buzzsprout. That's the
We just ran the numbers.
Yeah, there we go. We just read the numbers. And so far, after 3 episodes, we just dropped Bring It On Today. But we have total downloads 63, 68?
71, I don't know.
What was it? Hold on.
69?
67.
67.
Downloads in almost, I want to say 2.5 weeks since we dropped the first. But whatever.
Read it in a week, baby.
Yeah. Thank you guys so much. And I'm assuming, so I guess the way these podcast people do it is based off of downloads. I think Apple does it based off of reviews, but I'm assuming more people have actually listened to it. Better be. But thank you for everyone who's taking the time out to listen, to download, to follow our Instagram at
Please Don't Spoil.
If you haven't, go ahead and go and follow us to stay up to date.
Stay up to date with us on social media. Please don't spoil. No underscores. None of that jizz. Just simple. Please don't spoil.
Yes. So thank you, everyone.
Kisses. We love you. We appreciate you. Thank you for all of the support.
Continue to learn with us. To continue to walk down memory lane as we spoil movies. And the name of our podcast is Please Don't Spoil the Movie. I am Jordan Thomas.
I'm Jade Thomas. I'm related to her.
Yes. Okay. So I guess we'll move on. How are you? How are you doing today? How's life?
I'm good. It's just so interesting because so we dropped our 3rd episode today and we're talking about Bring It On. And like in the episode we're talking about how like, this episode won't even drop a year from now. And it literally didn't drop until a year. Like, so we dropped episode 3 today, but we recorded it over a year ago. And it's just like, it's hilarious. And like in the episode, I'm like, oh my God, I just announced that I made the Saints as an NFL cheerleader, yada, yada, yada. And now I'm like already, well, not already deep in year 2, but I'm already year 2, veteran status, NFL cheerleader.
Right.
That's me. Don't forget it.
It's just like, let us.
I won't let you, baby.
Just about a year, pretty much.
Right. So yeah. What about you? What's up? What's going on with you, sis?
I started a new job.
Oh yeah,
Monday. It's another accounting job. It's payroll. I won't say the company, but it's cool. Everyone seems nice.
Yeah.
I do work in a windowless dungeon.
No windows.
No windows. I don't think. I honestly, because I've driven around at least half of the building and there's no windows. There's a window. There's an entrance.
The whole building doesn't have
entrance door window. There's a front door window. Or the back door and the front door have windows. But I don't think anywhere in that building has windows.
Oh my God.
I'm going to start calling it a mousetrap because that's what it feels like.
It's giving prison cell.
Yeah.
What is it? Say that you work in accounting, like why do I feel like that's appropriate? That you're in a building with no windows?
I think is... Why do
I feel like that's something that people associate with like accounting? Like being in a building with no windows.
Admin.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just like, I think it's just how like everyone else gets these fun, like if I was in marketing, I'd get like a fun, cool space.
Right. You'd have like chairs that
wiggle or I was just sitting on a ball or something.
Yeah, you'd be sitting on a ball or something.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. I think that's where it comes from and it's annoying. Like I would like to see outside.
Right.
These cubicles.
I would like to know what time of day it is when I step into my office.
I think it's
But you have an office though, not a cubicle.
No.
Oh.
Cubicle.
Dang.
Which honestly at that point I wouldn't even want an office. The only reason I wanted an office at my old job is because they had windows. This place does not. The offices don't have windows.
Oh my God, that's horrible.
Yeah.
But eventually you'll be working from home anyway.
Yes, better be.
Okay.
It's gonna take some time. It's gonna take like 3 or 4 months.
Ooh.
Yes.
Ooh,
and it is so far. So far. So very far.
So another tidbit that's going on with you. You eventually will be moving in with your significant other, correct? disgusting.
La.
She's literally leaving me. And I'm not a fan of it whatsoever. And it kind of feels like a betrayal.
As I go an hour away to Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
Okay, so you're saying, you won't be working from home for 3 months.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
So are you going to move once you start working from home, or are you going to make that commute?
I probably just won't be making a commute. I probably just have a weird schedule where I'm here most of the time and my stuff is there, and I'll probably be living like a divorced child life.
I see. Yeah.
To homes
here at dad's, other stuff at mom's, deodorant at mom's, toothbrush at dad's.
Yeah, it's gonna be a weird transition. I don't know. Yeah, it's gonna be a weird transition, but I probably won't be moved in. A move-in date for our apartment because we picked an apartment.
What? You did?
We picked an apartment.
What?
We picked the application fee. We got approved yesterday.
What? Yeah. Oh my God. And you're choosing to drop this on me right now in this moment?
I'm not moving until October.
What apartment did you pick?
We picked the second one, not the Tapestry Long Farm.
Which one was the second one?
The
one you were like, it was okay?
Yeah, the Highland one. I guess I should put case I guess stalker,
Oh, right. Not you telling people where you live.
Yeah, right.
Just kidding. She lives in Wisconsin. She lives in Whitewater, Wisconsin. She lives nowhere near Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
Right. But the second one I showed you.
Well, I can't wait to not come visit you guys.
Oh, please. You'll be over there. Yeah, I have to go to Baton Rouge. Spend the night or whenever you do your work stuff.
Yeah.
Have you seen any new movie shows lately?
I literally, as this moment in my life, don't have any free time to breathe or exist. So no, I haven't seen anything new. I'm not really binging anything. So are you?
No, I don't know. By now I think I would be deep into Real Housewives. It's not flowing with me. I'm not really into really of the reality TV shows.
Oh, I'm still into them. I just don't have the time to watch them.
I just
between work and Saints, and then being, a podcaster. So where do I find the time? I don't know, because I don't have it. So
you'll figure it out. We're manage your time eventually.
Right. Eventually I'll be able to navigate. We'll see.
Yes. But yeah, I haven't even feel like wanting to watch Summer House.
Are we depressed?
I don't know. Maybe just change.
Well, yeah, because none of the OGs are still there.
It's just like
on any of them really, except for Beverly Hills.
It's like when your favorite show
in New Jersey.
It's like your favorite sitcom show you grew up with gets all new cast.
Yeah,
and that generation is no longer for you. But the new generation likes it. It's like all new people.
I can feel that.
But I kind of want to see Beverly Hills because of Erica. And apparently she just got served
I saw that.
What was it?
She got I don't know what she got served with.
Some paper saying that she was doing fraud or money laundering. I don't know.
Money laundering.
Yes, for $50 million. In the video, she's so pissed. She's like, give me this.
And then Lisa's right there with her. I hate Lisa.
Her little
minion.
Her new minion.
Her little jockey.
When I saw that, I was like, ooh, I know son is just, ooh, not bad. She's so excited.
Right. She's doing the 2-step.
Right. But movie-wise, the only movie I saw recently was the new Batman with
Zoe
Kravitz.
I was about to say Zoe Deschanel.
Robert Pattinson? Is that his name? Robert Pattinson.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Was it good?
I've been putting it off because it is 3 hour long movie.
Oh.
I do want to say it has to stop. All these movies now are 2 hours, 30 minutes, or 3 hours. Make it stop, Jesus. Can I go back to when movies were an hour and 30 minutes?
Right.
I don't want to go to the movie. Luckily, thank God for COVID, you can watch movies at home now, these long movies. But back in the day, I had to sit in the movie theater for 3 hours
to watch that. And there really used to be a system here. Okay, because everybody knew, the romantic comedies, the teen dramas, 90 minutes, an hour and 30. Right. The action movies, 2 hours.
But now they're hitting
now everybody's getting a little crazy and going 3 hours. Who has that kind of time?
I saw Jurassic Park. That was like a 2 hour. That was a 2.5 hour movie. 3 hours, unnecessary. But I'm going back to Batman. It was good. If any movie's gonna be 3 hours, I guess Batman.
Oh well,
I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. It felt like we were solving the case together. I felt like I was on Clue. And I was like,
Not sure
oh
I
my
was
God, what is the Riddler
figuring
talking
out what the
about?
Riddler was doing.
Right. I was like,
together.
who is the bird? Who's the falcon? Okay, I don't know. Who is the rat? Who's the rat?
Oh my God.
It was so fun. I loved it. I'm about to watch it again. It was fun. And Toby Cabot is cute. But yeah. But anywho, for the sake of time,
Yeah.
let's go ahead and dive in. Okay. I want you to try to guess what movie we're doing.
Well, we're going to discuss how we're going back to the original format.
Okay.
Sort of.
So you guys haven't learned yet, but our original format was us both watching a movie, both doing notes, and then both coming together and talking about it. Then we were like, I don't know. We're not feeling the format. So then we switched to each week we both pick a movie and then that person,
one of us,
watches it, takes the notes,
and discuss. And the other one could just kind of listen.
Yeah.
But now we're thinking about going to the original with a little bit of variation, and we're thinking like, okay, both of us watch the movie.
Right.
One of us takes all of the notes, and then
picks.
So we're kind of combining the old and the new.
Right. Someone picks the movie, so we're both happy.
And then we both watch the movie, but only one of us takes like notes.
Yeah.
And then
in the past, we had to watch it together to make sure we both did the homework.
Accountability, because if we didn't watch it together, I wasn't doing that shit.
Oh, no.
Yeah, well, she was like, oh, I wasn't. That's not what I meant. But that's what she meant.
Oh, it is what I meant.
Like, oh, I wasn't gonna say it. I'll say it. Okay?
I was trying to say it without saying it.
If we weren't,
I know you got it, but I didn't know if the viewers got it.
Yeah, sure. Someone's a little type A and someone's a little type. I don't give a red. Sad.
So yeah. Okay. So So you don't know the movie.
Okay. So it's time for me to guess. Yes. I need a hint.
So I guess maybe two hints, but I'll ask what your first hint is.
Cruel Intentions.
No.
Damn it.
So your first hint could be an actor that's in it. That's not like the most important actor.
Okay.
Or a quote from the movie.
Ooh, this is fun. Okay, let's do quote from the movie.
Oh, dang. Okay, so you might get it. The cool points are out the window, and you got me all caught up in the game.
Oh my God, what is it? The cool points are out the window. Is it Zoolander?
No, that's a good movie though.
Oh my God, the cool points are out the window. Oh, Big Mom, no, bring it down the house. Bring it down the house. Yeah.
Out the window.
You got me all caught up in the game. Okay.
The actor I was gonna tell you was Betty White.
Oh,
she's in that movie. I kind of forget.
Who did she play?
She's the neighbor. It's not funny. When I was like, if
you'd have gave me Betty White, I never would have guessed it.
She's like, I saw Mexicans be moving in. What's going on?
Oh, right.
Yeah,
those Negroes across the street.
She's like the racist neighbor. She's hilarious. But anywho, I couldn't find too many fun facts about the movie, but I'll give you what I got. Mm-hmm. Do you want to guess the budget?
I'm gonna go with 13 million.
Whew. Wrong.
I'm too high.
Too low.
27?
Closer.
30.
33 million.
There we go.
Do you want to guess how much they made at the box office?
150.
Pretty close. Do you want to keep guessing?
Do I need to go higher or lower?
Higher.
171.
Too high.
Okay, 160.
Closer.
163.
One more up.
164.
$164.7 million.
Okay.
It's been 3 weeks at number one in the United States of America.
Come on, Queen.
And you already know they were surprised by that.
Yeah.
Just want to say that a movie this iconic, Rotten Tomato has its rating as 34%.
Disrespectful. Disrespectful.
I saw this movie on Hulu, so check it. Hopefully by the time I release this, it's still on there. So I couldn't find any fun facts about the movie because it's not like Bring It On. But I did want to get fun facts about the Queen Latifah. Mm-hmm. So I'm just going to go ahead and give some fun facts about Queen Latifah in case you don't know. I will write my train of thought of this movie because we saw recently her new movie, Hustle. With Adam Sandler.
That was a really good movie. I enjoyed it.
It's on Netflix. Check it out. It's a basketball movie about recruiting.
That's like a sports movie.
She plays the wife.
Adam Sandler's wife.
And they have great on-camera chemistry.
I was going to say they have a mixed race daughter, but that too.
Yes. But they have great on-camera chemistry. It reminded me how much she's really good I can't think of a
And
movie.
you wouldn't. I would never have thought to put those two together
Never.
as husband and wife.
I think Queen Latifah.
She towers over him.
Yes, but I think I can't think of any movie that I've watched when I was like, oh yeah, they don't have any on camera chemistry. Every movie she's in, every love story, every person, every size, every race, she's flowing with that person.
She knows how to play a straight woman,
right?
Very well,
and she knows how to give on like. When I watched that Issa Rae movie with the Indian guy.
Oh my goodness,
that
Lovebird or what was it called? Or Date? Oh my god, what was that movie called? It was horrible chemistry.
Terrible.
I've never in my life seen chemistry that was
bad.
so
I was
piss
like, they're not
poor.
dating. There's no way they're dating.
So piss poor.
It was just like it was a decent movie.
I was like, do y'all even like each other in real life?
But it was just they just put them together just to put them together to do a funny movie. There was no one on chemistry.
And it was a good thing. It was a good thing. What is the name of that movie? It was a good thing that yeah, I'm trying to find the title of it. The Lovebirds. Oh yeah, that was called. Okay, it was a good thing that they were broken up. Right. Like, sorry for spoiling it for you, but that's the name of the podcast. But it's a good thing that they were broken up like 90% of the movie. Right. Because if they had spent the whole movie in a relationship, I'd have been like, turn this off.
Yeah, it was.
They had no chemistry.
They weren't doing.
And at the end, when they kissed, I was like,
right. It's not. They were.
Oh my god, that was the worst on-screen kiss I've ever seen in my entire life. Yeah. I was like, is this amateur night at the Apollo? Like, why are y'all kissing like this?
Oh yeah, it wasn't hitting like it used to hit. Okay, and then I saw that and I was like, ooh, bring down the house, boom, bang, bang. So
I don't even know how we got sidetracked like that,
because I brought up how I got to bring down the house.
Oh, okay.
Hustlers, and it brought me down memory lane.
I see.
Okay, so Diane, Dana, D-A-N-A, Dana.
God damn it, you don't know the damn name?
Dana.
Where is it?
Here, I'll find it. Dana.
Dana?
Dana. It's Dana. Dana. Elaine Owens. Dana. Cut that out. Was born March 18th, 1970, and she's known professionally as Queen Latifah. She's an American rapper, actress, singer, born in New Jersey. She signed with Tommy Boy Records in 1889, released her debut album, All Hail the Queen, on November 28th, 1989, featuring the hit single Ladies First. I don't know that song.
I don't know that one.
I should have picked it up. Okay. Queen Latifah has been referred to as the Queen of Rap by several media articles, as well as rap's first feminist.
Okay.
Like a feminist. Queen Latifah became the first hip-hop artist to receive a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, which I'm kind of confused by. It seems crazy.
The first what?
The first hip-hop artist to receive a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame in 2006.
It had to have been the first female.
That's what it said. Okay, also my facts are coming from Wikipedia, and Wikipedia. Do you want to say whenever they ask you for money, throw them $1 or $2. Keep Wikipedia alive. It is
free knowledge.
It's a nonprofit. I think it's nonprofit. So
free knowledge. You guys are getting from Wikipedia.
Get them information. Just giving to us. It's a free Wikipedia. Donate like $1 or $2. You know what you got. And I got my information from TV Guide too. A fun fact that I read: she fulfilled a promise to a 16-year-old South Carolina girl who quit school after being harassed for being overweight, accompanying the girl to class when she agreed to return to school. She has her own. She is she was the face. What do you call it? A sponsor?
Cover girl.
She was a cover girl model.
Spokesmodel
for Cover Girl, and apparently she had her own. I guess I always saw her as a just the face of it. I didn't know she had her own cosmetics.
Oh, like her own line.
Yeah, but she created for women of color. Queen Latifah works in music, film, television, and has earned a Grammy, an Emmy, a Golden Globe Award, 3 Screen Actors Guild Awards, 2 NCAAP Image Awards, and an Academy Award nomination.
Oh, I was about to say, now she got the Oscar.
Right, close.
She came close. For what?
Oh, okay. Which one?
The Oscar.
She got an Oscar.
Let me see. No. Oh, Best Supporting Actress, Chicago.
Okay, I was gonna say. So, good for her. Some of her known movies are Okay, so she did get her one of her biggest breaks was Living Single, of course, the hit sitcom,
which Friends
stole. There we go. Good point.
Because Living Single is the original Friends.
Came first. But she's in popular movies, a number of them, but some notable ones: Bring Down the House, which we're talking about today, Taxi, Barbershop 2, Back in Business, Barbershop, Last Holiday, love that movie, Hairspray, Joyful Noise, never saw it, 22 Jump Street.
You've seen Joyful Noise.
I don't remember her being in 22 Jump Street. That was the second one. 21 Jump Street is the first one.
Yeah. I don't know.
Maybe I didn't really see the second one. Anywho.
We won't be doing that movie.
Ice Age. Girls Trip? Well, I need to go back and watch Girls Trip. It's been a while. I feel like I haven't watched Girls Trip since the day it came out.
Yeah, I literally saw it
on anything?
Who knows? It might be on Netflix.
Y'all add it to something. And then right now she's doing an action show called The Equalizer.
Hats off.
Yeah. Get her back in film, guys. Get her back in film. Queen Latifah. President for 2024. But yes. Just kidding. So let's hop on in. Bring Down the House. Okay. So the movie starts off with, let me say their names. So Queen Latifah is playing Charlene. Steve Martin is playing Peter.
The dad from Cheaper by the Dozen.
Yes. The main guy. Howie, which is going to be Eugene Levy is playing Howie, which is
Steve Martin's friend.
Yes, and he is in American Pies.
The dad from American Pie. Yes. The dad from Schitt's Creek. The dad in a lot of things.
Yes. Betty White is playing Mrs. Klein, which is going to be Peter's next door neighbor. And these other people, I'll get into them later. They're not as important. Anywho. So the movie starts off with Peter doing like an email communication with what he thinks is a hot, young, white female lawyer. Oh. And they're going back and forth.
It's like AIM, like yes, AOL.
It's like Tinder, but like, right.
They're like email messaging back in the day. What year did this movie come out?
Hot.
She did not do her due diligence, people. 2004 is what I'm going to guess. Or 2003.
That's right. Bring it down the house. Bring it. 2003, yeah.
Look at me.
You get a sticker. Anywho. Okay. So they're basically catfishing each other. Charlene, played by Queen Latifah, is doing most of the catfishing. Mm-hmm. She's doing a big part of it, but he's also, zhuzhing up himself. He's saying he's got, like boyishly blonde hair.
His hair is white.
It's like white. She's making
gray.
She's like making these innuendos, like she has a dark side. She's in prison. All this
she's stuff. A criminal.
Her username is Lawyer Girl, and they meet in like a legal chat room.
Oh,
because she's technically
he's a lawyer.
He's a tax lawyer.
Oh,
so yeah. So Peter's an older white guy. He's a tax lawyer. He's like really uppity. Not really. He's really uptight. He's gonna cross his balls. That's how it starts off. And then we go to his office. So he just gets to work. They're talking about a new client, which we'll see a lot of, Miss Arnaz. She's got a lot of money. She's very conservative. And they're trying to decide who's going to be like the point person on her account. Who's gonna lead the charge. Mm-hmm. Peter wants it, but he has a problem. He's supposed to be going to Hawaii soon with his kids.
Okay.
And if he goes to Hawaii, he can't be the point person on this. One of his coworkers, who's like a younger white guy, he points that out. He's like, "Well, Peter can't do it because he has to go to Hawaii." Blah, blah,
the young right. hustler who's new on the scene,
exactly, but
super ambitious,
exactly. But he's not gonna miss an opportunity. F them kids, he says. We're not going to Hawaii.
He's like, this young new lad over here is not about to step on my toes. I'm the OG up in this bizzle.
So he's not missing this opportunity. He's going to cancel the trip, and he's going to be the point person on Miss Arnaz because he's a young, conservative man, and that's the point he gives that's the point he gets across to his partner.
Mm-hmm.
And then we soon find out that Peter is divorced, and he's divorced from his wife named Kate, who's played by this lady who's Jen Smart.
Not important enough for me to recognize.
Yes. Well, yeah. So we find out he's divorced from his wife Kate, and then Peter since he's canceled his trip, he can go meet Miss Arnaz. So he goes to meet her at their super uppity, what do you call it? Not yacht club.
Country club.
Country club. There, Miss Arnaz is with her dog. You're never gonna guess his name, the dog's name. But
Muffins.
That's a good one.
Nibbler.
That's a good one. But it's ridiculous. It's William Shakespeare. Right. Ridiculous.
That's hilarious.
So Mrs. Arnaz is like this old white lady, very uppity. She's giving old money, and later on we'll learn that she's giving slave money too. But anywho, at first she's not really into Peter. She's really standoffish, but when Peter sticks up for her, because apparently you're not supposed to have any dogs in there, the waiter comes and says, "No dogs." And Peter's like, "Excuse me, sir. There's no sign at the door.
Excuse me, sir.
There's no sign at the door." He goes into his lower talk,
right.
blah, blah, blah. But he ends up bribing the waiter. He signs up like a 30 to like leave him alone.
Oh, so he's like putting on this like big front, like, "Excuse me, sir. How dare you?"
Right.
But then he like slides him a 30 on the side,
he's
like, "Go away."
Right.
Okay, I feel you.
She loves a dog. She's into him. She's into it.
Okay.
So he's in good with her.
He's got
Yes.
in her good graces.
Yes. And that's how that scene ends. Next we meet, so it's a lot of quick scenes. And then next we see Peter going home, in his home, and we meet his neighbor. Her name is Mrs. Klein, and she's played by Betty White.
R.I.P.
Right. Yes. And she's hilarious, because we know Betty White is hilarious. But her character is an old white lady, like 80s, and she's very racist. She makes a comment about seeing Latinos in the neighborhood, and she was wondering if they were just stealing anything.
Peter!
Right. Peter, did you see that? And also, here's another kicker. Betty's white character is his partner's sister.
Oh.
So he's living next to his partner's sister.
That's tough.
Right, very tough. So he's always...
Is the partner his boss, or his partner is his partner?
Oh, the head guy. I guess the CEO.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm assuming that he's also a partner, so like I guess a top partner.
Okay.
Could you imagine working next door to your partner, your boss's sister that you're like really trying to impress? I would really suck.
Right.
I would die. So he's had this big day, blah, blah, blah. He had to cancel the meeting. He had to see Betty White. He's got a new client, Miss Arnaz. But tonight is date night. It's what he's been preparing for.
He's meeting Charlene?
He's meeting a lawyer girl.
Okay. Lawyer girl.
It's his username that he knows about. Okay.
He don't even know the girl name?
Lawyer girl.
What the?
That's her username. That's how he addresses her.
Okay.
But I don't think he knows her name. So he's getting dressed, ready for his date. He has a mini fashion montage where he's just trying on different
outfits,
like slack outfits with different basic shirts. Like some movie fashion montage.
It'll
like,
go from
dress.
it's a suit.
Yeah,
it's a dress. Like it'll go like from something heinous to like something really cute.
It's 80s and 90s. He's just like slacks and a shirt, slacks and a shirt. Ooh, slacks and a shirt. I'm like, this is the most basic fashion montage ever. It's not real. Okay, so I want to paint this picture. Peter, white man, maybe 50s, 40s, very conservative, very uptight.
Probably hasn't been around too many people of color.
Right. He's ready for his hot date with this. He just got a divorce. Ready to see this hot blonde he hears the doorbell ring. He goes down to answer it. And to his surprise, it is Queen Latifah. That's
hilarious.
It is hilarious.
Son.
It gets me every time. Could you imagine? I always think about the people who go see movies and don't know what the movie's about. And they're like watching it like 15, 20 movies and they're like,
they ain't never seen a trailer.
Yeah. Where's this going? Like, what did I sign up for? So he's shook. She's excited. He opens the door with 2 champagnes. She takes her one. She's very excited to see him. She's acting like nothing's wrong. He's trying to get down to the nitty gritty. Like this is not who I was promised. Because in the beginning, so she did send him a picture of her. So in the photo, it's like
a reporter.
It's a reporter, which is not a lawyer. Anywho, it's a reporter. And in the background, far background, is Charlene, Queen Latifah, getting arrested. And she's like, I am in the picture. that's me, baby boo. You got to read in between the lines.
Right. She's like, you thought I was this lady, but I'm really this black lady in the background going to jail. That's hilarious.
And then, so she basically gives her spiel that she was just got out of prison for being but she was falsely accused.
I ain't do it.
Right. And she's like, you know what? You say I lied to you, but you lied to me. Boy slocks.
Right. Boyish locks.
This is great.
Brother, this is great.
And she tells him her sob story, and then she's like, please help me, prove myself.
What's the sob story?
Okay, so she claims that she was falsely imprisoned
for
robbery.
Okay.
And the reason why she was in the lawyer chat room is because,
she was looking for a lawyer.
Well, she's looking for a lawyer. She's she's doing research on her case. When you go in prison, you got time. If you're falsely accused, but might as well read up on stuff. So she's trying to find information. I guess she so happened to meet up with him. Please help me prove that I'm innocent. Peter's is like, I ain't gonna prove nothing, girl. Get out. So he pushes her out. And Peter is upstairs and he's thinking, what a hell of a day. He's getting ready for bed.
He's like,
yes. You can see him like in
the white world.
He's about to knock out. He's getting undressed. And then we hear Charlene, oh Peter, you said you was gonna love this baby. You said I was your beautiful black queen. She's like screaming outside at like midnight, in the front of his lawn. Peter, you said that you was gonna love little Tyrone, Peter. Peter has his pants around his ankle. He pulls them up so fast. He runs outside. He tackles Queen Latifah. He tackles Queen Latifah.
You don't get your
Yeah, he tackles Queen Latifah to the ground and drags her back inside.
Oh my God, that's hilarious. Oh my God, to really put to instill the fear into a white man
like that.
Pull some ish like that in the middle of his neighborhood.
Right. And then mind you, his nosy neighbor, played by Betty White, is also his partner's sister.
Right.
So he's trying to get her back in before she comes out. She does come out. Betty White comes out with like a golf club. Like, what's going on? She's like,
I hear brown people. Right.
It's only been like, she was only outside for 5 seconds. Like, how fast is Betty White moving?
Oh, that's hilarious.
He said he's going to call the police. He pulls her back inside. He's like, I'm going to call the police. But she threatens to share the emails like they have been sending back with his law office.
Oh.
So she's like, call the police all you want, but I bet you Brad and them would love to hear
Peter, John, and Paul.
Right, what you talking about with your new black lover in jail.
Wait until they get a hold of this one.
Right, and he's very serious about that. So he's like, you know what? No. He lets her stay the night. So she wakes up. He coerces her downstairs with some bagels. He's like, let's go have. And
we're buying bagels outside?
Yeah, on the patio.
Oh, okay.
On the patio. But it's a big gotcha moment. He's like, I locked all the doors. I deleted all those emails. I deleted your evidence. Bye, girl.
Right.
I don't want to see you again. Have fun.
Toodaloo.
And have fun with your stuff. So he locks up. He's going to go pick up her kids. And she pretends to walk off, but she breaks back into the house.
Because she's a criminal.
Yeah, and she says, I'm going to see you when you get home.
Right.
So this is when we meet Kate, and we meet Kate's sister, Ashley.
Who is Kate?
Kate's a wife.
Okay.
Ashley is her sister, who's a very...
The one who does this one?
Yeah. You
Okay.
can't see it, but some kind of...
Right. Jazzercise.
Yeah, move. Kate is played by... Ashley is played by Missy Ply. She's kind of
Who?
familiar. Missy Ply.
That's Ashley? That's the sister? Okay.
So Ashley's character is a little more... Kate is like reserved and kind of sweet. Ashley's character is a gold digger. She's racist.
Right. She's a Karen.
Yeah, she's a bad person.
She's a Karen.
Like, her sister is like a light, and she's like the darkness.
Right.
Peter and Ashley hate each other. They have like this back and forth. And then so Peter is picking up his kids because they're supposed to go to Hawaii, but they're not going to Hawaii. But it's still his weekend. And Kate has made other plans with her new hot young boyfriend, who is a golf instructor, and his name is Glenn.
What is his name?
Glenn. Oh. Her and Glenn are going off to the mountains with each other.
I don't know why, but I literally would have bet my life on it that his name was Enrique.
That'd have been
but
perfect.
It's not.
That'd have been like
that's Legally Blonde.
Perfect. Yeah, it'd have been
that's
like
Legally Blonde. Somebody's
stereotypical.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I bet his name is Enrique.
Kate trying to get back up there.
Kate says she got her groove back.
Right. So, like, as they're leaving, Peter's getting the kids in the car. Kate's talking about her trip with Peter. And she's like, are you jealous? Because you can tell that all Kate wants is for Peter to give her some attention.
Mm-hmm.
And he was almost giving it, like, but they're talking. She's like, so what are you, jealous? And right when they're about to, like, have a little heart-to-heart, maybe, phone rings. Instantly picks up. And Kate's like, okay, whatever, bye. And then Peter is doing this,
business stuff,
which
business
is
talk.
When there'd be two more times where Peter gets a phone call in front of Kate, and it's kind of a progression of how he is doing with his love with her and like his separation between work. Because the reason why they got a divorce is because he spent so much time. He's a workaholic.
Uh-huh.
So him answering the phone while they're mid conversation, like in the snap of a finger, is a problem. Like,
so you're saying as the movie progresses, he's more hesitant to answer the phone?
Yes.
Okay.
And in the end, does he answer the phone? We don't know. We'll find out.
Okay. Well, she just spoiled it.
No,
he's not gonna answer the phone.
Well, obviously. But anywho, so that's what it is. So in the car, so Peter's taking his kids back to the house for their, father's child weekend. Daughter's got the lead in the school play, and the
who's the daughter played by, Jordan?
Daughter is played by, her name is Sarah. Her name Sarah? I think her name is Sarah. And her name's Sarah, and she's played by Kimberly Brown.
Who's Kimberly Brown? I don't know. Kimberly Brown, she's from Halloween Town.
Oh, yes. I do know that. I meant to write that down. The girl from Halloween Town. Yes, she's in this movie. One of her few roles outside of Halloween Town.
Literally. And did you know she is literally engaged to Calabar? The one who plays, like...
The dad?
No. Calabar, the son. In Calabar's Revenge.
Yeah, you gotta specify.
Okay. She's engaged. They're engaged.
So cute. They're just engaged? Just now engaged?
I think they've been engaged for, like, maybe... I think that news dropped maybe like a year ago, so I would hope that they're on the way to getting married. But
that's so cute. How is she our age?
Let's see. She's definitely not our age. She's definitely older than us. She's probably like 35. She is 37.
Okay, girl. I wonder if they had been dating or if this was like...
I don't know, but I love it.
Right. She's like, I found love.
Dang, she's 37. She's old. I'm gonna have to read this article later. It's okay. It's entitled "The IRL Love Story Between These Halloween Town Co-Stars Will Make You Swoon."
Oh. How
these co-stars in Disney's Halloween Town 2 found love 20 years later, unexpectedly.
What's the company?
It's E! News.
E! News. If you guys want to
check it out.
Anywho, and then the son's name is Gregory.
Where's the son from? He's from somewhere too, wasn't he?
Yeah.
I don't remember. Let me see.
What's his name? Is it Angus Jones?
Angus. In the movie, his name Angus?
No, in real life.
Oh, the boy from 2.5 Men is the
son. Money, honey. How much money he got? What's that word? Put enough word behind his name. Sorry, we're going down a rabbit hole.
20 million.
That is crazy.
That is crazy.
20 million?
That is crazy.
From that show.
He's set for life.
$20 million.
From that one show, you just need one good
hit wonder
TV show, and that'll run for like 6-7 years or more.
Yes.
And baby, you set.
You have to work because sometimes I'm like, oh, they didn't really do anything. They didn't have to do nothing.
And he was a kid, making all that money, bringing home all that Zanera.
But they skirt up to the house, and blacks everywhere. Just black people all up in his house.
Oh, at his house, at Peter's house.
Peter's house. There is a house party.
Negroes,
yes,
coloreds everywhere,
everywhere in this white man's home. So Charlene is inside. She get her hair done.
Someone called the authorities.
Right. She says, "Look, I called my girl to come get my hair done because I just got out of prison. She calls so and so.
Boom, bam, clam.
It's a house party, babe. It turned to a house party. And everyone's having a great time. He's trying to figure out what's going on. He looks to the right. His daughter is talking to some young black boy drinking. He looks to the left. His son's playing dominoes.
He's shooting dice. And he's like, oh my God.
He's like, what's going on?
Now he's shooting
So
dice.
he goes to Charlene. He said he wants the dogs to be put back in the pound.
That's what he told her?
As we told her about the people. So that didn't go too well. They all look at him like he crazy. So they pick him up and they throw him into the pool.
So they hear his racist comment.
Yeah.
And they're like, I don't think so.
It goes record scratch. When he
Right.
says that.
Oh, it's like
right. He's like, where'd the loud music go?
put your dogs back into the pound.
Right.
Oh,
So
that is hilarious.
he gets thrown into the party. I mean, thrown into the water.
pool.
And Charlene gets a message. She ends the parties. She ends the party and it's chill, and she is bold. She's like, let me go meet these kids. She introduces herself to the kids. He's like, what are you doing? Blah blah blah. And he kicks her out again. She's like, you're get out of my house, get out. Mm-hmm. And then so they're off to the country club.
Okay.
They have another country club event. That's what they were supposed to be doing for the day. They pull up to the country club. He immediately dishes the kids. He's like, y'all go do whatever.
I got
a meeting with...
I gotta go country club.
Right. He's got a meeting with Mrs. Arnaz.
The lady with the dog.
So, before Mrs. Arnaz gets there, he's talking to his pal, Howie. Which
the
is...
dad from American Pie.
Yes. So, they're talking... I guess he's like running her... He's like low-key running him the story about everything. But not really. He's not being super specific, of course.
Right.
And to his surprise, because I think she overheard them say they were going to the country club, Charlene pulls up and she does like a little slow motion entrance.
Like a little Baywatch moment.
Because the hair is done. I'm not sure where she getting these outfits from, but she got a nice little denim outfit on.
Right.
She's doing a hair flip.
She's giving you body.
And Peter's over there like, oh, hell no. And Howie is, oh, hell yes. Yes, Mother God.
He's eating it up.
Yes, he calls her a cocoa goddess.
Oh, God.
And he's obsessed.
If anyone on this earth were ever to call me a cocoa goddess, I'd be like, please remove yourself from my vicinity immediately. It's giving black fetish and I'm not into it.
No, thank you. No, thank you.
No, thank you.
Where was I in my notes? Oh, where am... Okay, yes. So... Howie's asking questions. He's been like, who's this? Blah, blah, blah. Peter's like, you got to go, Charlene. I'm meeting with someone super important. Mm-hmm. And then Charlene's like, I'm not going anywhere. Blah, blah, blah. They're going back and forth. Ashley's there. Kate's sister. His ex-wife's sister.
Peter's ex-wife's sister is there.
She's not making the situation any worse.
The Karen.
Yes. She's not making the situation any worse. She's asking Charlene for another drink. So
she's like, hey.
Yeah.
I need another drink.
And then Peter and
you want to know what bothers me more than anything in life? Uh-huh. When I am in a store, like a Walmart, a Walgreens,
someone thinks you're birthday?
And I get it I get it more often than I should. Oh, it's always a white woman. What? She comes up to me and be like, "Oh, do y'all have this?" Ma'am, I do not work here. I get that a lot, especially when I'm in Walmart. And you know how in Walmart they literally always have on blue polos and khaki pants? You think I'd be having on blue polos and khaki pants? I'm literally wearing like all black. And they're like, well, do you know where this... You have 10 seconds to get away from me before I lose my cool. Oh my God, I get it all the time. I'm like, you got one more time to try me because the one day y'all will really catch me slipping.
Y'all ain't gonna ask nobody ever again.
Y'all ain't gonna ask nobody ever again. Where can I find this on aisle 3?
That happened to me when I was in Florida. And I was so confused. I didn't know what's going on.
Right.
This lady was like, okay, we're ready to sit down now. I was like... and it took me a moment. I was like... Okay. I work here. I was like, why she told? It took me. She was like real close to me. Yeah. And she's like, we're ready to sit down now. And she was old, and I was like, that's weird though.
Yeah. Oh. Y'all, people literally have to stop making that assumption because it's really racist.
That's a problem. I'm like, when I ask someone do they work here, it's because they work there.
literally, it's like I see your badge and I'm just gonna confirm, but I already know that you're employed by this company, but I'm gonna ask again.
Right. That's the only time I ask. That is so messed up. Make it stop. Make it stop, Black Jesus.
Yes.
Okay, so Kate. No, Ashley
is like,
can I have
another cocktail?
Yeah, and she. I forgot how to get there, but she said, if she's not here to work, why is she in here? Oh, she is day one. They got beat.
Say it again for the people that missed it.
She says, if she's not in here to work, then why is she in here?
If this colored person is not here to cater to my every whim, well, why is she in this establishment?
Ashley is the worst.
Oh my God.
The worst. So they have major beef from day one.
Off jump,
but
off rip
right.
from this.
Peter's like, shut up. They can agree on one thing. They're like, Ashley, shut up. But Charlene's upset, but she ain't got time for that right now because she's trying to.
She's got bigger fish to fry.
She's trying to get Peter to basically represent her as his lawyer, and then He's trying to get her out of there. Miss Arnaz is walking up as they're having this conversation. So they're neither of them are concerned with what is coming out of Ashley's mouth. So Charlene says she won't cause any trouble with Miss Arnaz if Peter gives her a place to stay. Okay. Helps her clear her record. And she also wants a key at this very moment to his house. Oh, wow. So, girl, she got him on the spot. So he's like, I want none. The ball is in her court, baby. So he's like, fine. Yeah, she got turn around. Miss Arnaz is there. And she's like, who's your friend, Peter? She clearly doesn't fit in. Right. It's all whites only. It's a place. We're in this country club. So she's like, who is this? So on a quick whim, Peter introduces Charlene to Mrs. Arnaz as his new nanny. And she the help. Right. So Charlene plays a part and she puts on a good southern accent for him. Like a good ma'am. A good southern I is here to help clean and cook in the house, in the big house, in the main house. Yes. And then every now and then I like to, Yes. His friend Howie, follows along with Charlene. Is playing along. He's like, oh, come on, Charlene, let's go find the kids. Because wherever she going, he wants to go with her. So. Okay. So they figured all that out. They go back home, and so Charlene's secured her spot to the house. Now we see Kate and Glenn at the lake house. They're doing their thing. Glenn's really into it. Who is Glenn? The boyfriend. The new boyfriend. Okay. The golf instructor. Okay. Yes. Peter's ex-wife and Glenn, her new hot young boyfriend. Yes. So they're at the lake house getting that groove on. Glenn's really into it. Kate is like, what am I doing here? She's like trying to be into it, but she's not. Her heart's not in it. You can tell. You can tell. This isn't for me. Yeah. She's like, I'm trying to date again. But she's like, what am I doing? I was like, I'm too old for this. So Ashley, her sister, calls. And she's like, oh, hey, Ashley. What's up? So Ashley's called because she saw Peter with a colored person. Very concerned. While she's doing this, it's also funny. She's on a date with some old, like a 9-year-old man who's like an oxygen tank. And she's like feeding him soup. And she's worried about what frickin' Peter doing with this black woman. Girl, worry about you and this old man so you can keep him alive. To get this check. But Ashley is trying to tell Kate that she needs to do something about this black woman and whatever. And Kate is not worried about it. She's like, I don't know what you're talking about, blah, blah, blah. But Ashley is bothered. Mm-hmm. Okay. So Peter and Charlene are going over her criminal file. She claims that the evidence that was brought against her was planted, and she didn't rob nobody. I didn't rob nobody, bro. It was not me. She wants an appeal, but Peter says since she was released, she doesn't get an appeal. Charlene makes a face. She's like, yeah. Okay, wait, now that I think about it. Okay, so she's out of jail. She just wants to clear her name. Mm-hmm. Aww. So she claims. But yeah, so Peter's like, you can't get an appeal. You were let go. So whatever. Just be happy. Peter's like, he's like, you're out of jail. Yeah, whatever. Peter's like, what it is. Charge to the game. So they're having this back and forth. I guess Peter can tell she's not an idiot. So Peter's like, why don't you just go back to school? He suggests her to take an English class. Get that grammar up. Right. And he says she should be. It ain't. Right. Isn't. Right. He's giving all this. And he says that Charlene should be more like his daughter. And in the background. Not this 30-something-year-old black woman should be more like my 15-year-old high school white child daughter. And I quote, she's going places. Charlene looks out the window. She's sneaking out the house. And she says, oh, yeah, she's going places. All right. Right. That's as she sneaks out the house. As she sneaks out, it's like, oh yeah, she's going places. So good for Charlene for not being a rat. Yes, she's an amazing person. So the next morning, Peter's at work, and Charlene shows up because she has found some more information about her case. So I guess she was excited to share it. So she says she found out that the police withheld information about her case. So the witness said that the person who robbed the bank did not have a tattoo on their chest. Did not have a tattoo on her chest. Charlene has a big old tattoo on her chest. Okay. And she said... That's vital information. Right. They said they withheld that, and that's discorporatory evidence. They said some lawyer term. He's
Right.
like, look at you knowing words.
Big
That
word.
is.
That's a big word for
Right.
for a brown girl like you.
So he's very impressed with her lore knowledge, and once again wonders why she talks like that and why she doesn't act the way Peter acts. But Charlene's like, I don't want to act that way. Like, I don't want to be uptight like you, up in here.
Right.
And then when Peter asks, why do you act like that? Because he's in the room, he says, because it's sexy. I can't wait. Because it's sexy. But they have this conversation. It gets interrupted because his secretary tells Peter that the boss is on his way. And then Charlene goes, do we have to play hide the sister again? Or do I have to do this? She said, do we have to play hide the sister? Or do we have to do that slave voice again?
Oh,
Right.
which one I got to do?
Right. So they, on the way out, I guess they were trying to do the whole sneaker out thing, but the boss is like, hey, Peter, what's going on? And then Charlene pretends to be, I guess, like a secretary of a church and was like thanking Peter.
Oh, why, thank you, Peter.
Right.
We really appreciate that
Yes.
fine donation you
For
gave to the
services.
Methodist Baptist
Right.
Church.
He said he was going to do the taxes.
Of Great Zion.
Basically.
Wow, all the stereotypes. All the black stereotypes are really just coming
Right.
together in this film.
She's doing right. This is what it is. So she exits left, and the boss is like trying to check in with Peter and says like, hey, you need to close the deal with Mrs. Arnaz in like a day or two. Like,
Okay.
stop pussyfooting around. Let's get to it. So Peter takes Mrs. Arnaz golfing. She's very bougie. If she wasn't so racist, I'd be like, yes, queen. But Peter's still trying to close the deal. But once again, he's distracted by the whole Charlene thing. So he's about to close the deal, but he's like, oh, let me go handle this Charlene thing. So Charlene is by the pool with the kids and Howie.
Okay, so we're back at, oh yeah, we're golfing.
Country club, yes. So country club. Charlene is babysitting at the pool. Howie's with Charlene because he's trying to get out with his, his boo thing. While he's hanging out with her, he says he wants to dip her in Cheese Whiz and spread her over a Ritz cracker. And he also tells her
That's a line.
right. He also says some quotable lines. He also says, "You tripping, boo?" I forgot what he says it. Why he says it to her.
Not he is trying to adapt to
Yes.
her dialect.
So, when everything's going good, here comes a hating Karen. Ashley enters the room.
Ashley.
Ashley. So she's again. Why is Charlene here without a broom? Why is this lady here?
Why is she not
enjoying
scrubbing the
herself?
floors?
Yes. She literally says that. Why is Charlene here without a broom? Literally.
Not, it's an actual
And I quote,
line.
and I have written down, this lady is wild.
She's unhinged.
It's one
folks.
thing to say that behind her back. To her face, ballsy.
This lady is unhinged.
She's got gall.
She's
like,
got pizzazz.
Right, so they're going back and forth. I think Charlene calls her white trash, bye girl, and Charlene she's like lets it go for Peter's sake because Peter's over there. And he's like, please stop. Mrs. Arnaz is over there. I need y'all to chill, please. And she's like, you know what, Peter, for you, I'll stop.
Mm-hmm.
Charlene peeps Ashley go to the bathroom. So she's like, you know what?
I'ma follow
Let me
this.
go to the
I'm
bathroom.
gonna follow this girl.
Now, I don't know how to summarize the scene, but if you haven't seen it, go watch it. So Charlene follows Ashley to the bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
And when Charlene enters the bathroom, she locks the door behind her. Ashley's like, what's up, girl? And so Charlene's like, you know
so
what?
Ashley and Charlene are in the bathroom
bathroom
together by themselves.
Yes.
Okay.
You remember what I'm talking about? They're about to square
Yeah.
up.
Uh-huh.
So Charlene says, let's go, blah, 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 blah. Charlene swings on Ashley, and they fight. A
Ooh.
fight ensues. But, Ashley...
She does Pilates.
No.
Jazzercise.
Taebo.
Taekwondo.
Taebo.
Oh, Taibo.
It's 5 days a week for 2 hours.
Mm. So she got
Actually, it might have been 7 days a week. It was some ridiculous number, but it was for 2 hours, whatever day it was.
Well, that's insane.
So the girl's fit.
She's in shape.
Right. So she's holding her own. I think...
Charlene did not go in there expecting to
Charlene-
have
right.
a fair fight.
Charlene punches her in the face. Ashley so when after Ashley said, I know Taibo, Charlene says, I know hood, I grew up in the hood, 7 day weeks, 24/7. Let's go. They're fighting. It was a cuff. It was about 50-50. You know, Ashley threw some good swings, some good hits, some good kicks. Charlene did some swings, some good hits.
Yeah.
So it was close, but in the end,
Charlene took it home.
And
that hood, you can't knock that hood.
And then
it don't matter how much training you have, baby. When you grow up on them streets, you don't stand a chance. Okay,
right. Exactly. And she ends with hanging Ashley on the door about her, like, I don't know, underwear, I presume, but.
Oh my god. Yeah. She hangs her on the door, like the hook of the bathroom door.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. It's a pretty good scene.
That is hilarious.
Back at the house, Charlene is teaching Peter's son how to read. Peter's son's name is Gregory.
Good old Gregory.
Whatever, about Peter's son. But he's reading something like, the butt was so big in my face.
Right.
No. He's reading porn.
Oh, I didn't get that from what you just said.
The butt was in my face.
Oh, I didn't hear that.
But so he's reading a porno magazine.
Oh my goodness.
Because at first Peter's like, "What is going on?" He like rips that. I'm like, "What are you doing?"
Oh.
Peter's like, "You read? What are you doing? I'm so glad you read." But he's like mad and like excited
he's like
at the
mad
same
that
time.
he's reading. Okay, that's.
But Charlene explains to him what he was bothering me. And I told him to read. He just needs to slow down and read something interesting. And Peter's trying to be all upset. She's like, "What? I found it in your room. I don't know why she's digging in his room for." But
that's hilarious. You all mad. This is your stuff.
Right. And I think he makes a comment. It's like, "You need to throw this away." But he's like, "Well, actually, just leave it on the counter."
Let's not.
Yeah.
Let's not get rid of it just yet.
So they're done with that. They're still at the house, so Mr. Klein comes over because it's girls' poker night, and I guess
it's girls' what?
Poker night.
Oh, poker night
at her house.
So why is she coming over to Peter's house?
She's picking up Peter's son Gregory because he hangs out with them on poker night. Not sure why.
Oh, the next door, Betty White.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I'm thinking about the other old lady,
Arnez Klein.
Okay, so Betty White is coming over to pick up Peter's son, Gregory, because he goes to poker night. Okay.
Yes. She calls him the F word. She's on the way out. She's like, "You like a little F word."
Oh no.
She's just terrible.
Betty. Not the slur.
Right. She's terrible. She's just picking on him. And then while Gregory and Mrs. Klein are out the door, a boy walks up and he says he's there to see Peter's daughter, Sarah. And Sarah's like, "Oh, Dad, I didn't want to bring it up, but you know, I've been liking this boy, and I've been wanting on a date with him. She looks very like proper and like preppy, and so this boy,
she's like very covered up and wholesome looking,
and so is the boy.
And her hair's pulled back,
and the boy's also very like frat boy. I'm gonna get into Harvard law type vibe. He's being very proper, and he's like, "You know what, kiddo? I guess you can take my daughter on a date." So they go to the car, they drive off a little bit, they're playing loud music, and the guy that she's really going on the date with hops out from the back seat. It's the guy she really likes. I guess he must be harder to hide his badness. I don't know why the other
guy she liked couldn't have just put on the preppy clothes.
Yeah, but she unzips her jacket.
Yeah, she pulls her hair down, and then the guy who she's really meeting up with pops out, and she's like, "Woo!" Okay. So the other guy was just a decoy.
He's a decoy. Not sure why he needed it, but maybe he had a car. I don't really understand, but he's on the car. But whatever. So it's just Charlene and Peter at the house alone because the kids are off doing their own thing. And Peter's like, "You know what? Do you want to go to dinner?" And she's like, "Sure, let's go to dinner."
So nice.
So they go to this like really, really cute restaurant. It's like dinner, but like in the middle there's like it's like actually a dance floor, and they get up and dance. It's like really cute. I wish places like that exist. I feel like they don't. So they start talking. Peter asks her like if she has a boyfriend. She says she does, or she used to, but they haven't communicated since she got out. Out the pen. But they're talking and chit chatting. But the song "Ain't Nobody," in parentheses, "Love Me Better" by Shaka Khan comes on. Come on. Ain't nobody loves me better. Makes me happy. Makes me feel this way. Okay, so that song comes on. Ooh, you put your arms around. Okay, so I love the song. But they go up and dance because we're just talking about how uptight he is.
Right. So she's trying to loosen him up.
Get him on the dance floor. She's showing him how to dance. He's dancing all crazy. It's kind of fun though. I know we talked about this earlier, but they have so much chemistry. They're not even supposed to be dating, but they're just vibing.
Right.
They're like, don't look like.
Yeah.
They just
they're
look like
enjoying each other's company.
They look like they're good friends.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's like perfect.
Right, because on-screen chemistry doesn't just stop at start and stop at romance.
Yeah, but they're like vibing. They have the casting for this is perfect.
Chef's kiss.
Like I wonder if they were friends before or after this because it's just perfect. Mm-hmm. But then we zoom out from the camera and we go up because it's like a 2-story restaurant.
Oh, okay.
And upstairs is Kate and Ashley.
Oh my God! Why can't we get rid of Ashley? I'm sick of her.
Kate has come home early from her trip with Glenn because it just wasn't working, and
she broke up with Glenn.
I guess so. Yeah, just she left early. She was like, "I'm just the vibe is
She's
off."
reevaluating the relationship.
Right, she wasn't really into it to start off with. But they're upstairs at the same restaurant, and they notice Peter and Charlene dancing, and Kate's like, he never danced like that with me. Look at him having so much fun. Ashley looks over there and she said, "Oh hell no." She's got her. She
has the fear of God in her eyes.
Right.
They're having two very different reactions to seeing the sight of Charlene.
But also, she has a black eye. She has a big old black eye.
Oh, so she's got the battle wounds to prove it.
But she told Kate that she got in a car accident and it was a hit and run, and she can't report it because she was jaywalking.
Oh,
Kate. No, Ashley's like, that's the girl I was talking about when I called you earlier. No, Ashley tells Kate that. That's the girl I was talking about. But anywho, Peter and Charlene ain't worried about them. They don't see them. Them two is getting down on the dance floor. They look really
They don't see them.
Yes. So back at the house, they had a fun night. Skirt, time to go home. Peter is drunk. To the flow. And he's just talking about Kate. He's talking about how he misses Kate and how they're divorced and blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. And Charlene is just like, trying to talk to him and tell him this is what women want, blah, blah, blah. And she's trying to teach Peter how to seduce his ex-wife.
Okay.
And they're like, she's like, do this and like some sexy talk. But every time she does something sexy, he does it like nerdy. He's like,
it's a failed attempt.
Yeah, it's a failed attempt. So he's being very nerdy, not sexy at all.
It's not. He's not delivering.
Yes. And Charlene's not happy with it. She's like, come on, grab my breast. Like, be a man. And he's like, ah! he's like, okay.
Is this what you want?
Yeah. She's like, grab him. He's like, yeah, baby. That's what you... Charlene's still not happy with it. She's like, you need some balls. And she's like, and he's like, what? I need balls? He grabs some balls.
Some ceramic.
Yeah. And he
like
puts them
decoration
in his
balls.
Like, oh, baby, you like that? He's like touching his fake balls. He's like, oh, yeah, you like that? I guess it's giving him confidence because his balls are bigger now. He jumps on top of Charlene. And they're like,
he mounts her.
Yeah, he mounts her. But he can't handle all that. She like gets on top somehow. And
this is chaos.
But it's so funny. Their chemistry is just perfect.
Right.
It's perfect. But somehow Charlene gets on top of him. She's like fake riding him. She's like, rowdy cow, ride something. They said something.
Like rowdy cowboy.
Yeah, she's basically humping him.
Okay.
And at this most opportune time, Mrs. Klein comes home to bring young Georgie back home. And then they walk into this scene.
Oh, no.
Charlene has his fake balls in his hand because she told him he doesn't need these anymore.
Oh.
And
she's like, you got real balls. You don't need these balls anymore.
Exactly. And she drops, and it's just like,
she drops the balls, and like everyone face freezes as soon as they walk in.
Right. So that was the end of that night. Did not go well.
Oh, no.
Everyone's and I think I don't know if I say this in order, but anywho, it's because that's his boss's sister,
right?
So the next day at work, he's like, I tried telling her that she slipped and she fell, like we didn't do anything. Because they're like,
and she fell on top of me,
right? Exactly, because they're like concerned that his sister saw that. He's like, what's going on? She said she caught you sleeping with your nanny, and she's like, no, we fell. I tried telling her 1,000 times. And he's like, whatever. Stop acting crazy. You need to get this Arnez.
That's what his boss is saying.
Yeah. He's like, okay, besides that, seal the deal. We need this money. We need this account.
Okay.
I guess that was in the daytime. So that night, Peter and Charlene are back at the house. We see Charlene outside talking to her ex-boyfriend or her current boyfriend. I'm not sure if they broke up.
Mm-hmm.
So he comes to visit finally at Peter's house, and he's asking about the case. Blah blah blah. What do they know? Any new information? Da da da. And she's like, he leaves. He goes inside. Peter saw the whole thing. He's like, planning any crimes lately?
I'm weak.
She's like, literally, nothing's happened. He just came to come see me. And I guess he's like,
this is her ex?
Yeah.
Okay.
His name is Widow. He's played by Steve Harris. Popular. You know him if you saw him.
Really?
Yeah. He's like adult sex, stuff.
Okay.
But they're like talking. I guess he's like concerned, but he's also worried about her, like who she hang out with, because they're like great friends at this point.
Right.
I think she starts calling him Pete. It's just so cute. They're like perfect.
They're like besties.
Right.
Now.
At this point, I'm just like, they're like really good friends.
Yeah.
So after Charlene's boyfriend leaves, this is the same night, she gets a call from Peter's daughter, Sarah.
Oh, this guy.
Yeah. You know
the
him.
guy from Diary of a Mad Black Woman.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Scary bald man. So Peter's daughter calls Charlene. So Sarah calls Charlene and it's like, hey, can you please pick me up? I'm at a party. Don't tell Dad. And then the next scene we see is Charlene has showed up to the party and is like, Sarah, girl, where you at? She finds Sarah. Sarah's like, I just want to leave. And Charlene's like, what happened? She was like, this guy was basically like, I told him no. He was like pushing up on me.
Not rape culture.
He's being aggressive. I didn't like it. I'm upset. I want to go home. And Charlene's like,
sure.
What's his name?
Right. But after I handle some business.
Yeah, right. So Charlene is like, go to send the car. And I think his name is Mike. She's like, where's Mike? So she apparently she finds Mike, because the next scene we see is Mike hanging over the balcony by his feet, because Charlene is like holding him by his feet,
by his ankles out the window.
Over the balcony. And Charlene's like, say you're sorry. And he's like, I'm sorry. Say you're sorry, Sarah. I'm sorry, Sarah. Say no means no. No means no. No means
That's what I'm talking about.
Right.
Yes.
Vindication.
Right.
So Sarah's
down
like,
with the male patriarchy.
So Sarah's like sees all this. She's like crying and smiling at the same time. But back at the house, I guess Charlene eventually has to tell Peter what happens, like the situation.
Oh, like your daughter.
Because Peter once again he doesn't know she's sneaking out.
Oh yeah, he doesn't know that she has this dark side and she's a rebel and she a fast little girl.
Right. She doesn't know that she's out. Right. So Charlene tells Peter, and I just want to say, how old do you think Sarah's character is in this movie?
She should be 16, but I'm sure she's 14.
Oh, you got to go in the middle of those two.
Oh, she's 15.
She's 15. I was like, huh. I would have never guessed 15. I think I would have guessed 18. I didn't think she was going to be that young.
For the sake of the storyline, yeah, should. For the sake of the storyline, she shouldn't be older than 16, in my opinion. But
she doesn't look 15. I was like, Jesus, she's 15? So he's upset after finding out this information. Charlene tells Peter to keep his cool and keep his cool when he talks to Sarah about the party. He goes into Sarah's bedroom and is being very relaxed. And he's like, so tell me about the party. And he's like asking her this question. So he's like, so he was trying to get up all in that. He's like, he's trying to be relatable. He's trying to use all this like black lingo. So he was trying to get all in that. And she's like, but he did not. And she's like, he's like, and he's like, oh, thank God. But once she sees that he's cool about the situation, she like gives him a hug. She's like, oh, I can't wait to tell you so much more. Like in her head, he's like opened a line of communication.
Right.
And
he's like, I can't do this again. He's like, I can't.
He's like, there's more. He's like hugs her, but he's like concerned. He goes back to his room. He like screams in his pillow. He takes a pill. And he goes to sleep.
He's like, this is too much.
Yes. So I guess the next morning on his way to work, Peter is doing his daily routine, which is driving by his ex-wife's house. And to his surprise, he sees her taking out her trash because she's supposed to be at the lake house still.
Oh, okay. In his eyes.
Yes.
Yeah.
So he gets out the car and he's like, hey, why are you here? And she's like, oh, something happened. I just didn't like the mountains, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, why are you here? Like, why are you driving past it? He's like, oh, this is my shortcut to work. And she's like, this is not a shortcut to anybody's job. She's like, sure. But he drives by to, like, see her.
Oh.
And, like, a cute, like, I guess.
In a stalkery way.
In a cute stalkery. He just drives by to, like, I guess, to, like, in his old life. I don't know.
That's precious.
So Kate's like, okay, so now he knows I'm home. I guess I'll come pick up the kids because he's a trash father. Because, I mean, it's technically his weekend, but she's like, oh, I guess, I'm here now. I'll come pick up the kids. But he's like, no. I'm having a great time with them.
Enjoy your weekend off.
And in Kate's mind, that's a plus.
Yeah.
Because this is uptight, workaholic.
It's not a red flag. Right. It's a white flag.
Yes. A workaholic, no fun Peter, and he wants to spend time with his kids, bare minimum. Mm-hmm. And she's excited. But while they're having this conversation, because he's like, they're talking, his phone rings. He doesn't immediately pick it up. Lets it ring once or twice, but he eventually picks it up. Kate is upset because here he goes talking on the phone again.
Right.
And because that's
she's like, one step forward,
right,
two steps back.
Right, because every time because they're about to have a good conversation, but every time they have a good conversation, the phone rings, he answers it, ruins it. And she's like, that's why we don't date.
That's why we broke up.
Yeah, that's why we broke up. So, but of course, he doesn't answer it right away. He's getting a little closer, but he's not there yet. Because last time he answered it immediately. But on the other line is Charlene, and she's telling him he should come home. Mm-hmm. And she's like, I tried to highlight all the crazy stuff they say. He said, I'll be home in my own sweet time, girlfriend. So Charlene reminds him that Mrs. Arnaz is supposed to be coming over to sign the contract.
Which one is Miss Arnaz? Not Betty White, the other one?
Yes.
Okay.
The money.
The client.
The money man. The money girl. The money. Oh, their old money. The account that we need.
The time.
She's coming over to sign the contract. So she reminds him. So back at the house, he's like, oh, God, yeah, I do need to go home. I'm sorry. Bye, Kate. Gotta go. So back at the house, Peter is rushing around trying to get everything.
Got a blast.
Right. Charlene's in the kitchen, like cooking, but she's like, "Hey, do you have a moment? Can we talk?" And Peter's like, "Not right now. Like, we can talk about it later. I'm busy. I got to get the kids together. I need you to cook. I got to hide you at one point. I don't have time to talk to you about something. Whatever you need, it can wait." But it shouldn't have waited, of course. Okay. But Mr. Ness has arrived, and she's first concern, and she brings up the rumors that she's heard about him, like sleeping with
with a nanny, okay,
and the messiness that she's heard about his family. And so like I said earlier, Miss Ness just came over to like sign some papers, but like while she's in there, she's like, what is that smell that I'm smelling? She knows a good meal when she smells one.
Right.
She's smelling it. She's like, oh, what's that meal? She's like, oh, you have a big dining room. To the point where she's like,
do you want some food or what?
She's like saying all these things. She wants to be invited to dinner without just asking it. And he's like, would you like to sit down for dinner?
Right.
And because it wasn't supposed to be a dinner. It's just supposed to be, she came over, signed some papers.
Okay.
And he was like, let me see if our nanny has made enough plates. I'm not sure if she's made enough food. And he like goes back there. He's like, I need a favor from you, Charlene. Mm-hmm. Turns out the favor is for her to, play the housekeeper.
Right.
And she agrees.
She's playing slave.
Yes.
Modern day slave.
Yes. So she agrees. He comes back. And it's like, Mr. Nice, you can stay for dinner because I got a uniform for her.
Right.
So, yes. So they're sitting at the table. Charlene comes to tell everyone dinner's ready. And now she's wearing like a hot pink made outfit. Mm-hmm. Ready to serve. Ready to play a different role.
Right.
To please the Watts.
Right.
Okay. So at the dinner table, Mrs. Arnaz is talking about the good old days. Mm-hmm. It's not good.
Good for who? Right, good for who?
Good for who? Mrs. Arnaz.
Segregation, right. Jim Crow.
Exactly.
Those fine times.
So, because I guess...
Whites only water fountains.
Yes. So I guess the smell of the food like helped her reminisce about the good
the smell of good old Southern cooking of fried chicken and mashed potatoes, bringing her back to good old days.
Right.
When we had, separation of whites and blacks.
It gets worse. So she was raised in the South, apparently. She speaks of
She was raised in where?
The South.
Okay.
And she speaks of how her servant made jambalaya and
Good old New Orleans dish.
And then she makes a comment. She's like, "We didn't pay her, of course."
She was a slave.
Right. They're like making all this. She's like saying all these things. I'm like, "Oh, you're talking about your slave." She's like,
"We didn't pay her, of course." Oh my god.
Right. So she keeps making these comments, and Charlene is like serving them.
Right.
She's like, Charlene goes back to the kitchen, and she's like upset because
Charlene's pissed.
Yeah, she sees that Mrs. Ernest is clearly racist and making all these racist comments. So she goes back in the kitchen and grabs like fast acting diarrhea medicine. And she's
gonna poison her.
Right. So she puts it on Mrs. Darness's plate. And then she serves it back to them. But when Miss Arness gets to plate, she's like, "Oh, this is too much food. You know, I'm 90. I don't need all this food." And Peter's like, "Oh, let's switch. I'll eat it." Blah, blah.
And Charlene's like, "No."
Right. She's like stopping him. But then after a while, she's like, "You know what? That's what you get for making me sit in this outfit. Whatever. I tried to stop you. Forget you." So once again, she's eating Mrs. Arness. And she's still thinking about the good old days. Good for you. And she says the servant, quote unquote, was like family. She says she remembers that the end of their meals, here's the kicker.
Not they would get the scraps.
They would scrap all the food together that they had not eaten and give it to their servant.
How
quote,
generous of them.
Charlene, upset. She's over it. She's like pissed off. She's like, "What the hell?" And Peter is like, so much is going on because Charlene's hearing that. Peter's asking about the food. He's like, "The food tastes really good." This is remind you, he has the food with the
Bismol or the
with
fat,
the diarrhea
lactative.
food. Yeah, and he's like, "What's that flavor? It's different, but it's delicious." And she's like, "Oh yeah, I bet it's good, all right." So all this is going on. Mrs. Arnaz starts. She's like, "Can I sing you a Negro spiritual?"
This lady is off her top.
And
she is comfortable.
This is where she goes. See, okay. Is mama, is master gonna sell us tomorrow? Yes, mama, is master gonna sell us tomorrow? Yes.
That is not the Negro spiritual.
Yes. Mama, is master gonna sell us tomorrow?
Oh
Ooh. Is master gonna sell us tomorrow? Yes, I want to give a shout out to this actor. She really gave it, Mrs. Klein.
She was delivered.
You couldn't have told me that's wasn't her real thoughts. Is master gonna sell us tomorrow? So while she's singing that, Charlene is in the kitchen breaking stuff. She's like, "Oh!" she's
had enough.
She's throwing stuff. She's ready to cut this old lady up. And then while that's happening, Peter's fast acting diarrhea stuff starts to kick in, and we can at the table they all hear his stomach like growl.
His stomach is bubbling,
and everyone notices, and he pretends to be overjoyed by the song she was singing, Mrs. Arnaz.
But he really just has fast acting diarrhea.
Right. But so the kids excuse, and so he excuses himself to go to the bathroom. He's like, "Oh," he's like dancing. "Oh, got the power." He like runs off to the side. The kids don't want to be.
But it's the diarrhea
Yes,
the
diarrhea.
whole time.
The kids don't want to be stuck there. They excuse themselves. They're like, "We have to go study for the triathlon or whatever." Kids say. So, they said they need to watch this educational program on the news. For whatever reason, they go to the kitchen to watch it. So they turn the TV on, and I guess the news comes on.
Oh.
So on tonight's news, they are talking about a escaped convict who just broke out of prison. That's what escaped convict means. And if they see this person, it's a picture of it says Charlene. It's a picture of Charlene, and they say she is armed and dangerous. And the kids see it. Mrs. Arnaz see it, Peter sees it, and they turn around and they all look at Charlene, and she's like, "Dang, gone it."
Oh my goodness.
So this is the news that she wanted to tell Peter early in the day. She was like, "I had to talk
I have
about
to tell you something," and he's like, I don't have time.
Yes, that's what he wanted to tell her. When he was like, "You don't need to, like, you can't do a appeal because you were let go," she makes a face. That's why, because she didn't have an appeal. She broke out of prison.
Oh wow.
So they look at Charlene confused as hell. Mrs. Arnaz is pissed off. She gets back in her limo, disgusted.
Right.
And Peter's like, "Please, Mrs. Arnaz." She's like, she closes her own door. She's like, give me that. How dare you feed me the meal made by a convict and not a slave? So she's pissed. Charlene she's like, Pete, like, Peter's walking back to the house. Charlene's outside, and he's like, she's trying to beg Pete, like, let me try to, like,
hear me out.
Yeah, hear me out. But Peter's like,
I'm not buying what you're selling.
Pete is honestly just disappointed. He's not even angry. He's just like, you gotta go, girl. It's kind of like, oh, it's like a parent being upset with you.
Right.
She's like, all right, let me go grab my stuff, and she leaves. Mm-hmm. And then we see Peter at the office talking with his friend Howie. When his
oh my god, we haven't heard about Howie in so long.
Yes, he's been focused on Charlene. Okay, so they're talking when the young guy I talked about earlier who really originally wanted Mrs. Arnaz's account.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so he's like Peter's enemy. He walks by and says, "Don't drop the soap." Oh, because he's found out.
That he's been housing a criminal.
Yeah, he's been harboring. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so he's like, "Don't drop
he's
the
an
soap."
accomplice.
Yes, and Peter's worried about himself. Howie's worried about Charlene. He's like, I can't imagine her right now. Where is she? Like, what is she doing? He's like, concerned. And then while that's going on, they're like walking down the hall and they see the FBI in the building and they're looking for Peter.
Oh,
and
wow.
Peter is like, gots to go. And Peter's like, I gotta go. Howie tells Peter, when he finds Charlene, tell her, cool points out the window. She got me all twisted up in the game.
Peter says that?
I don't know. Howie says that to Peter to tell Charlene.
Oh.
Peter's like, I might go to jail.
Sure.
Yeah, right. So in the car, Peter's going to his car in the office building in like the little parking garage. He hops in his car. Someone pops out behind him. He's being held at gunpoint in his car. Mm-hmm. And they're like, so it's Charlene's boyfriend who's holding Peter at gunpoint. And Charlene's boyfriend warns Peter, do not reopen her case. And he's like, what are you talking about? The case is closed. Like, she did it. Like, he still thinks she did it. Mm-hmm. And blah, blah, blah. And then Peter's like, he's like, why would I try to reopen the case? Blah, blah. He's trying to get away. Peter escapes. Like, he does this, like, little maneuver with his car where he, like, like jerks it really fast and Widow flies out the car door. But Peter has now realized that Charlene is telling the truth. It's not...
How does he realize that?
Because why... Okay. All right.
Okay.
I'll get there. Mm-hmm. I'll explain it. Okay. So back at home, Peter drives home. He's like, I need to find Charlene. I know she's innocent. Mm-hmm. And he's talking to his kids about this. And he's like, I wish there was a way to get in contact with her. And her daughter's like, well... I gave her your cell phone. And he's like, what? You gave her my new titanium $600 cell phone?
Not titanium.
It was like
steel.
titanium. Which is, there's a reason why they say it.
I remember. Yeah.
But I was like...
Emphasis on the titanium.
Yeah. $600 cell phone. I was like, girl, I would have fought you. Also, where is he? Did he not know who his cell phone was?
Right. How do you not know that your cell phone is not? Different times. Because in 2022, baby, that cell phone missing for more than 30 seconds, we have a problem.
Right, exactly. But whatever. Wait. So he's like, great. Now I have a way to get into contact with her. He calls his phone. Blah, blah, blah. So Peter reveals that Charlene was clearly the person involved with the battery. Because he's been asking about the case. He's like, don't reopen the case. Why is he so concerned about her reopening the case if she did it? It's because he did it.
Say that again.
Because he did it.
Who did it?
The boyfriend.
Wisdom.
Widow.
From
Trump, Widow has been like asking Charlene about the case and how's the case going. When he was beating up Peter 5 seconds ago, he was like, "Don't reopen the case." Mm-hmm. And Peter clicks to him.
Okay.
He doesn't want the case to be reopened or investigated because he did it. Obviously,
the case is an armed robbery, right?
Right. Yes. Okay. Charlene's like, "Oh, that makes so much sense." Charlene and then Peter Shell while they're in the car. Because he has picked up Charlene by now. And this is where he tells her everything. And Peter tells Charlene the message that Howie gave her to tell him. And she's like...
You got the game. You got me all twisted up in the game,
she's
baby.
She's like... It's the sweetest thing I ever heard. And Peter's like, what? But anywho, Peter's like, okay, I need to get a confession out of Widow about him being the robber. Mm-hmm. And then she's like... And Charlene's like, oh, he hangs out at this club. Blah blah blah. He's like, oh, I'm gonna go down there, and Charlene's like, you shouldn't go down there. You can't blend in with anything. The only white people that go there are cops or crackheads. Oh. Peter's like, okay, whatever. I have to go back to the office, quote unquote. So he drops Charlene off back by his house, and then his whole plan is to still go to the club and get the confession out of her.
Without her.
So he drops Charlene off. Charlene's got her own plans, so she calls Howie, and he's like, "Come pick me up." So the next scene we see is Mrs. Arnaz's house.
Which one is Miss Arnaz? The neighbor? Or the client?
The client.
Okay.
So the client, the one with the big old money and the dog, she is meeting because at this point Peter done lost the case. he done lost
the account.
Yeah, he lost the point person. So in the house is Mrs. Arnaz and the young one, Peter's enemy from work.
Okay.
So they're talking. His name is Todd. So Todd is at Mrs. Arnaz's house because he's been fired. So not only he's off the case, he's fired. He's basically fired.
Girl, when that happened?
When the FBI came looking for him at work.
That makes sense.
They didn't tell him he's fired, but
he's been terminated.
He's been terminated. And then Todd, the guy who's now ahead of Mrs. Arnaz's case, is like hitting on her. He's like, you have nice ankles. Because he's doing it the new way.
Disgusting.
Yeah, right. Gross.
He's doing it the new millennial way.
Right. But when Charlene called Howie to come pick her up, her plan was to go to Mrs. Arnaz's house. She's at Mrs. Arnaz's house. Charlene is there to plead Peter's case and like he's a good guy, blah blah blah. He should really be working on this case. And Todd's like, "Who are you? Why in this house? You gotta go." Blah blah blah. Charlene punches in the face, knocks him out, and so Mrs. Arnaz is ready to call the police, but Howie enters the room with the tied up William Shakespeare, which is the dog. They kidnap. So Howie and Charlene kidnap Mrs. Arnaz and William Shakespeare, the dog, and I don't know where they originally were going to bring her.
Right. What was the intention?
Yeah, I don't know what was their original intention.
What was that going to do?
Right. But anywho, so they put her in the back of their car. So Peter has pulled up to the club and with the intent of going into the club, fighting Widow and making him confess to robbing the bank.
Mm-hmm.
So he realizes he's like dressed in a suit. He sees some guys in some trendy clothes and he's like, slips him some money. They basically change clothes. He puts on this like a jersey, baggy pants,
like basketball shorts, backwards hat.
Right. So this is another scene I can't convey. So you have to watch it even if you just watch a snippet of it. But so he enters a club with this like black scent and he's talking to everybody.
Oh,
he's like whoa, how you doing, man? Woo. He's like, what's up, player? What's up? just bringing attention to himself. He's not even trying to be cool. He's just like saying everything. People are looking at him, like he's crazy.
Oh my god, I vaguely remember. So
yeah,
just like
he's over there cutting up at the club. Cut to Charlene is calling the kids, trying to get like updates, trying to find their dad.
Mm-hmm.
That's what she realizes. She was like, oh, he's not home. He must have went to the club.
Charlene realizes that.
Yes. So Charlene, Howie, Mrs. Arnaz, and William Shakespeare, those 2x4s.
Not 2x4s.
They're because they're in the car. They have to go to the club now.
Okay.
So Charlene's like, I need to go save him. We can't drop. Where we're going to put these two? So they all go to the club. So back at the club, we see Peter and like all these black people are coming up to him. And he's got the funniest responses. You have to go check it out. But eventually, Charlene's boyfriend, Widow, has arrived and he notices Peter dancing and he sends his crew to go grab Peter and bring him to the back room.
Right.
The boyfriend tells him, Peter's still doing the whole black thing. And the boyfriend's like, okay, cut it out. He's like, okay. He stops it. And then while he's in the back room, Mrs. Arnaz, Charlene, and Howie have arrived. She says, they've arrived to the club, and she says, and I quote, "What fresh hell is this?"
What in the good Lord?
Right. And they tell her to sit down at the bar.
The heck up.
Right. So she sits in between these two black guys. She's like, ugh. And they're like, what you drinking, girl? Blah, blah, blah. She's like rolling her eyes. Eventually becomes friends with them, but like she's like over it.
Eventually she warms up to him.
Right. So for what I don't know where at one point I don't know if he walked in with the boombox, but by the time he gets in the back room, he got a boombox. And he's playing music.
Who has the boombox?
Peter. Because he's in the back room with Widow. And I don't know where he gets his boombox from, but he has a boombox and he's playing music on it. And Widow's like, turn that crap off. So he like turns it off. Mm-hmm. But he's actually recording the conversation.
Genius.
Yeah. So Peter's like, okay, I would launder the money you stole for $100,000. That's a deal. That's a deal. That's what he's claiming to have gone there. But he's trying to make him confess to stealing the money. But he's like, I'll launder the money for you.
How much money did he steal to be paying Peter $100,000?
Said the same thing. I was like, how much money? Because I know Bates got it, but they didn't got like that. Because I would think he would have stole maybe $100,000. So Charlene knows that Peter's in that back room. She just knows it. She's like, I'm calling the 5-0. I don't care. So she calls the police. And then back in the back room, Peter and Widow are having a conversation. Widow's getting upset. He knows that Peter's story's BS, and he holds up a gun to Peter's head, and he's like, tell me the truth. And it's somehow in that conversation, Widow admits that's not a girl in the photo. Actually, it was a photo. It wasn't a video. A photo of the bank robbery. It's him in a wig and in a dress. Which is such a ridiculous thing you have to admit to people.
Right.
It's like, I robbed a bank dressed up as my girlfriend. So Charlene eventually makes her way to the back room where Peter and Widow are. And she asks she asks Widow to let Peter go. And then the boyfriend points a gun at Charlene. And then Peter does something and the boyfriend drops the gun. And somehow Howie's got the gun. And then the boyfriend and the crew start fighting. And it's like this big da-da-da. And then
chaos
ensues. Howie accidentally shoots a gun, and when he shoots it, he gets scared. He drops the gun. Jesus. While this is going on, Mr. Arnaz is on the bar dancing. Charlene and Widow are fighting. They're like really fighting. Like eventually, Widow gets the gun, and the boyfriend gets the gun. He points it at Charlene, and he shoots. And he missed. He
hits her in the chest.
He hits her in the chest. Howie jumps on Widow. Peter goes to check on Charlene, and he sees that she's all right because the bullet hit the phone, the titanium platinum phone, because it was made out of like
titanium steel.
Yeah, so it doesn't go through
foreshadowing.
So Peter realized Charlene's okay, and she didn't really get shot. The FBI,
they barge in.
Right, they barge in. Everyone gets arrested.
Freeze!
But Peter's like, whoa! I have a recording that Charlene didn't do it. I don't care. I'm like, oh, that doesn't mean anything. She still broke out of prison.
Right.
I was like, oh, okay. But, sake for the story. Oh, she's vindicated, blah, blah, blah.
She's innocent.
Right. For whatever reason, the FBI praises Peter for his work. For his, I was like, oh my God. Get out of here. So they're outside the club at the ambulance. Mrs. Arnaz is stumbling out, stoned, and she's trying to be mad at Pete. And then Mrs. Arnaz is like, "I want dinner," and Peter's like, "I'll take you to dinner." So Peter and Miss Arnaz go off, and then Charlene and Howie stay together. So that night is over. The big habla, climax.
Right.
I'm back at the office. I'm assuming maybe the next day or a couple days later, or maybe a couple months. Back at the office, Peter is seen in the hall with boxes of his stuff because he's packed up his stuff, and we learn now that Mr. Arnaz is his new client, and he's starting his own firm.
Oh, okay.
And Howie, his good friend Howie, is going to be a partner. And they leave the firm, and they see the boss and the little young boy, and they're like, deuces,
right,
bye. He says, kiss my natural black ass to the people.
That is hilarious.
And then from there, because they just picked up their stuff from the old office, they're moving into their new office space. It's on the beach. It's real cute. So he opens one of his
beachfront.
Right. So he opens his new office door, his actual office, and Charlene turns around in the chair, and she's like, "What's up? Hey guys."
What's
and she's looking great. She says she wants to thank him again for everything. Her life is back together. It's on the right path. They're meeting each other, and then while they're reminiscing, Kate shows up. She's like, "Oh," and Charlene and Kate meet for the first time, and Charlene's like, "Take care of my boy."
Yeah.
So, and then Charlene goes to talk with Howie because they have their own thing.
Mm-hmm.
So, Peter and Kate are finally having a conversation. They're talking real cute.
They're having a moment.
Yes, and they're finally having a moment, and they end up kissing, and they make up pretty much. Then his phone rings. The phone rings.
Right.
And
he doesn't answer it.
Wait, come on. She's like, they're like, look at the phone. She's like, here we go again. This is why I left you. He throws the phone out the window, and they make out some more.
He throws it out the window.
So cute.
Oh, how romantic.
And we see the real stars of the movie. And like, in another office, we see Howie. Charlene is giving Howie cornrows.
Oh
like
my God, now
Jamaican,
she's braiding his hair.
Like with Jamaican beads.
Oh my God, now with the beads.
But I guess they're going to date. But yeah.
I guess they're going to date.
And that's the end of the movie. Everyone lives happily ever after.
What a production.
That's bringing down the house, baby.
Oh my God, now I have to actually watch it on my own because now I feel like watching it.
Right.
Ah, what a great movie. What a good comedy.
Yeah.
And it's a little bit different from what we've done so far. It's not a teen movie. This is just
true.
Laughter. But I do want to go back to the old format because I didn't like the fact that like I didn't see the movie because I was like, I want to laugh too.
Yeah.
All right, so here on out, we're going back to the old format with a little bit of the new format. Yeah. We'll see how it goes. This is all just a learning experience. This is all very much a trial run. Yeah. And you're just along for the ride.
Stay with us.
But we want to thank you for listening. Thank you for tuning in. Right. This is episode, I don't know, like 7, 8, one of them.
9, 10.
More to come.
Yes.
Stay tuned. Stay connected. Like, subscribe, download, all that good jizz. And
join us next time for Please Don't Spoil the Movie.
All right, we're out of here.
All right, bye.
Bye.